yesterday we were in Gulu. We spent the night at this hotel, and we drove down this dirt highway to a little town called Pabo. Well, I guess it's not really a town. It's like a village. And it was one of the displacement camps that you might have seen, like the Invisible Children videos. And it was really different than what we'd already seen. We'd been in Kampala a lot, and we've driven around a little bit, but nothing like what we saw there. We drove through the town, and people were kind of staring at us like we're in this big bus. It's a bunch of white people. So I mean, they kind of looked at us weird, and kind of always feel a little bit weird because you just know that maybe you wonder if they think about you like, oh, look, white Americans, like they have so much, we have so little, and we're just, there for a couple hours looking around. And we got out of the bus and walked, and they gave us a tour. A guy named Raymond, he showed us the huts that they live in, which are teeny, like probably about the size of like maybe a little bit bigger than like a bathroom, like nothing. And there were a lot of kids everywhere and running around, not a lot of adults. It was just hard because all these kids with like clothes falling off their back, worn to nothing. And you just feel terrible. There's flies everywhere. Little hospitals, barely any medicine, like next to no medical care. Like, so many of those kids aren't gonna make it. Like, just dirty trash everywhere. And it was hard to see. Hard to see people living like that. I mean, you don't really know what to do. Like, what do you do? Like, you can't really help them. I mean, instantly, you can't help them. There's just so much hurt, and you can't do anything. And it makes you feel powerless. And you know that you're gonna go home and you have your house and your life and you have so much, and always think back to those people who have nothing.
It was a marvelous 2 weeks. 2 weeks with lots of kind of a roller coaster ride. You'll have times where you spend so much joy and so much happiness with the kids in the Amahoro home, the Mango home, and the home in Buwala. But then there's times where you see such tremendous poverty in like Gulu and downtown Kampala, and you really realize where these kids have come from. And it's both hard, but also you get broken down and rebuilt, and I think you get built stronger. I think that's something that Christ does in you when you experience these kind of things. So
We have been waiting for you. Are you sure? I don't know. We are ready to make it happy.
My name is Ruthie.
You are Lucy.
We have been waiting for you.
Are you sure?
How sure? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah. How's my hair? Does it look okay? Yeah, it looks great.
This is about the first day it's raining in Africa.
So we just got done standing around in a huge thunderstorm. The rain was coming down in drops, probably about the size of almost golf balls. It was huge. I'm soaked. I might as well have just taken a shower. And everyone, except for the kids of the home, were out in the rain. Everyone who was smart stood under the shelter right here. And as you can see, everyone else is perfectly dry except for all the kids from our group. Everyone's soaked. So I love you, Mom. Happy birthday, David!
Hey! 3, 2, 1, bungee!
Sorry, Mom. I want to say it'll never happen again, but that would be a lie.
Three, two, one, bungee! Oh, nice! Beautiful! Oh, look at the cobra.
This is Timmy the Tilapia. And Timmy says, I am tasty. We're swimming off. We're in love.
Bobby and Steph.
So if I had to describe this trip in one word, I would definitely say
Loving.
Inspirational.
Moving.
Eye-opening.
Life-changing.
Incredible.
rebuilt.
I think probably the most important part of the trip for me was seeing all the kids at the Amahoro home, because they're all so happy. Like, they have this kind of joy that you don't see anywhere else when you, I mean, people are always happy, you see it, but there's just something about the kids there that you can't find it anywhere else on this entire, I don't know, just like Pastor David said, he said that your heart will break, but it'll be so much more full and just come back together, you know, by the end of the trip. And that's pretty much exactly how I felt. I mean, seeing those kids in that situation, it was heartbreaking to me, but then to get to know them and to kind of understand their stories and just see how much joy they have in their hearts, even though they have so little, it just made my heart grow just all the more. So that's definitely something that I will never ever forget, that I'll hold with me for probably the rest of my life.
I hope something I want to take out of this trip, is the same thing I took out of the last trip. Is I don't want to get back to the United States and not let this change me as a person. Every time I come back here, which I will come back here for the rest of my life, anytime I can afford it, is that I don't want to go back as the same person I left as. I want to go back as a better person in a lot of different ways. These kids are unbelievable. They change you as a person. You don't expect it. Like, some people come in with expectations, some people don't. I know on my trip I didn't come in with any expectations. I didn't know. The first time I came here, I had no idea what to expect. And I met these kids, and they just, these people, everyone, they just change your life. They smile about all the little things. They're the happiest people you ever meet, and they have the least amount of things you've ever seen.
If you were to describe it in a word,
Wait, am I on the aisle or the window?
Undescribable. It's about the only word I can come up with. I guess the closest word to any word that would be fit is love. Just simply love.